If you need to know how to remove the automatic transmission or your Mitsubishi Delica, or you having some issues and for some reasons you have to drop the transmission, this video will be helpful for you. This is Asin 8980 automatic transmission. Let's get started, and we're working on Mitsubishi Delica L400. Pretty simple, but we should follow certain steps. Alright, as you can see underneath, transmission is still mounted on the vehicle, and yeah, we're going to take it down. Okay, let's remove transfer case, shifter. Yep, let's unscrew the knob, and yeah, as you can see, pretty easy. And now time to remove the rubber boot. 6 10mm bolts holding that rubber boot down to the floor. Let's undo those guys and pull that rubber boot out. Alright, as you can see underneath, more rubber. Okay, let's just move that up and clean a little bit all that debris which build up on top of the transfer case part of the transmission. Actually won't get any dirt down. 3 10mm bolts to undo the bracket and pull that transfer case shifter out. Nice and easy, simple as that. As you can see, shifter is out. Alright, see a little bit dirt around the slot. I don't want anything get in, and I'm going to plug that hole. Okay, just I stuffed the rubber glove, good for now. Nothing is getting inside the transmission. Okay, let's move under the hood to remove the intercooler. We need to let it go, and we're going to remove our battery. As you can see, I already have it removed. And yep, let's remove battery tray because we have to get access down to the kick down cables and some other parts. Alright, let's make access to the kick down back cable, which controls the line pressure, depends from the accelerator pedal position. Undo that cable, pretty easy. There's a one bolt, and remove the cable. Alright, let's disconnect the starter control plug from the starter, and also we're going to disconnect the main power starter cable. Undo that, guys, and if you have any questions, put them down in the comment section below. I will try my best to answer much as I can. Alright, starter cable is removed. Nice and easy. Yeah, and if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, very appreciated that. Alright, let's go underneath. As you can see, we have a couple skid plates underneath shields. We have to remove those ones to get more room. Alright, and this is a junkyard edition. As you can see, main thing is the safety. Make sure vehicle is secured and it's safe to work underneath, and you're using the safety goggles. Okay, let's get to the torque converter bolts, and as you can see on the bottom of the bell housing, we have to remove the plate and 4 10mm bolts. Yeah, well, a little bit of greasy. Diesels, they always sip and leak oil. Alright, it's pretty tight, but it's possible to get there and do the shield off. Alright, that part is removed, and now we have exposed drive plate with the torque converter mounting bolts. As you can see there, pretty clean, no leaks from the main seal so far. And yeah, as I said, 4 bolts 10mm for holding that plate. I have my 22mm on a crankshaft pulley bolt to rotate the crankshaft and get to each of the torque converter bolts. Here we go. I have a 14mm socket with extension, and I put a mark for the matching point for my future references. Guys, if you have any questions, comments, critics, or something is not clear, or have any questions about your Delica, put them down in the comment section below. Okay, one bolt is removed, and I'm going to rotate your engine clockwise and get to the next bolt. I'm trying my best to make this video informative, short as possible and long as necessary. Okay, all torque converter bolts are removed. Now we are moving to the next step, and this transmission is Asin 898011, and we're going to remove bell housing bolts all around the bell housing. And as you can see, I'm using 14mm socket, and most of the bolts, they're easy accessible, but there's some tough ones on the starter side and up at the very top. All right, there's a few brackets. As you can see, the shifter linkage, and yeah, I'll show you how to get it out. Okay, as you can see, I removed those bolts all on the sides and bottom ones as well. Those ones are pretty easy. And now we're going to the driver's side, right hand side, and as you can see, those bolts are removed as well, and I left one near the exhaust pipe for now. And now we're going to the very top, and we'll start removing those ones. And as I said, leave one bolt, make sure you have any pressure and tension on upper bolts, because those ones is pretty tight. Okay, we are going to remove those ones, and this transmission actually used by Chrysler and called AW4. This is a 4-speed transmission. As you can see, no fancy tools, just a simple sockets and extensions. Chrysler used this transmission on XJ Jeep Cherokee. Yeah, very popular AW4 4-speed transmission with a little bit of variations. Okay, now we're on the left side, and we have to remove this shifter cable linkage. All right, and just remove those two bolts holding the bracket, and I pulled the dipstick out to get access to the upper bolts. Here we go. Yeah, very popular transmission, 4-speed auto, very simple, very popular setup made by Asin Warner, and Toyota was using this transmission as well, with just a different input shaft length. Yeah, very popular transmission, and it's mounted to the 4M40. And as you can see, I have my ratcheting wrench 14mm on one of the upper bolts, and you just ratchet them out. Oops, yeah, pretty tight, and yeah, it takes time to get those ones out. And let's take a look what's happening. And I have all bolts removed now, and yeah, transmission now should be separated from the engine. Nothing is holding bell housing to the engine, and we just can remove the starter. The two starter bolts were removed as well, and now we can pull the starter out. And this is like a part of the video of the engine removal, and yeah, but pretty much the same steps on the side of the transmission. And as I said, Toyota used this Asin transmission and called A340F for 4x4s, and E for rear wheel drives 4x4s, but pretty much the same concept. Okay, drain your ATF fluid, and we're at the junkyard and transmission was drained already. You have to disconnect all your hydraulic lines. As you can see, there's a two on the side of the transmission. Pretty easy. Undo those ones and make sure dirt and all that debris won't get inside. Yeah, you have ground cables and other electrical connectors all around the transmission. Few plugs to disconnect. Yeah, range selector, and go around on another side and disconnect. As you can see, Asin 898011. Yeah, very popular, old school, reliable transmission, loved by XJ Jeep Cherokee drivers. Alright, we're pretty good on this side now, and yeah, here's our shifter arm, which we disconnected from the linkage cable, and as you can see, now I have my engine removed. I have a video how I did it, and I'm not going to undo those lines. I'm not going to use them, I just will cut them off from the transmission. That's it, junkyard edition. And I also will cut the wire harness at that point, because the rest of the vehicle will go to the crusher and get salvaged and scrapped. Alright, I'm putting a match and reference mark on the front propeller shaft, aka drive shaft. Make sure when I will be putting it back, we'll put in the same balanced position. Alright, let's spray a little bit of penetrating oil on mounting bolts and nuts. Okay, 14 mil on one side and 12 mil on another side, on a bolt head side. Let's break them loose. Make sure your wrenches, they have a good grip and all the way in. You don't want to strip those nuts, and then it will be pretty complicated to get the shaft out. Yeah, no problem. Tap it with a hammer and break it apart. Nice. Actually, that propeller shaft in a good condition. Rubber is like new on the mountain side. Okay, just put it aside, and now we're going to the rear propeller shaft. And as you can see, when vehicle was moved by the forklift, it got damaged, it's bent, and that shaft is not good anymore. And yep, you see, wasted. Alright, I'm just going to cut with a reciprocating saw. I'm not going to fight with those old rusted bolts. Penetrating oil as a lubricant on a saw, working as a cutting oil, and let's start cutting. And oil is not only lubricating a cut, and also cooling our saw blade, and it will help saw to cut faster, and blade will last longer. Yeah, keep spraying, and yeah, easy cutting, no burning blades. Yeah, normally you will go and do those bolts at the pinion, but yeah, we're not doing that because we're saving time, and this shaft is garbage. Okay, well, pretty good straight cut. Didn't take long, nice and easy, and yeah. Alright, and unfortunately this shaft couldn't be saved, it's already damaged. Okay, now we're undoing the mounting bracket bolts to the transmission cross member, and as you can see, transmission is rocking only on a bottom mount. But before we go undo those bolts, we have to put a strap across to control our transmission from falling down. It's pretty heavy, and as you can see, I have a strap keeping transmission up tight, and yeah, I hooked up my strap to one of the torsion bars on one side and wrapped around the tail of the transmission and hooked up another hook to the another torsion bar spring. Okay, let's undo the mounting transmission bushing bolts. There's 4 of them, 14 mil. Alright, and now we have to undo the transmission cross mount. Alright, as you can see, one was under the stand. I just broke it loose. Okay, the rest of them I'm just taking out, and then I will just be able to move that bracer to the side, make sure it's not on my way. Yeah, here we go. She's free. Opa. Nice. Yep. Now carpet. We need to put something underneath for transmission to slide out. And yeah, we're ready for the drop. You don't want a transmission dig into the dirt and get scratched and damaged. And it's easy to run. Okay, here we go. Release the strap carefully. And yeah, transmission is resting only on the front engine subframe, part of the front axle assembly. Alright, just let's tip it, pull it, and yeah, drop it all the way down on the ground. And yeah, here we go, slowly, no rush, no panic. Boom. And sideways it will come out. I don't have weight to lift the van. I'm just pushing this transmission gearbox out. Yeah, here we go. Asin 8980, known as the AW4 transmission, is out. And in real it took me roughly 3 hours to get everything. And yeah, that's why I said you need a carpet or something to put underneath. Alright, success. This video is only a demonstration to give you a general idea. Okay, now I'm going to turn those transmission mounting brackets, rubber bushings upwards to make my handling and dragging easier later on and not damaging threads and rubber bushings. Yeah, you got it. Transmission is out, engine I removed earlier, and the video will be down in the description. Check the card up there. And yeah, ready for swap one day. And perfect. I'm happy I got this transmission saved, salvaged, and not going to the crusher. Yeah, lots of good parts salvage to give a chance other Delicas to stay on the roads. They're great diesel 4x4 minivans. Okay, transmission is loaded on the track bed and strap it, and now we're taking it home. Guys, thank you so much for your time watching this video. Very appreciated. Yeah, if it's helpful, thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, very appreciated that. And if you have any questions, you know, leave them down in the comment section below. Stay safe, take care, and yeah, see you pretty soon. Bye bye.